And I want to welcome you all here this morning for this special day and this fabulous presentation. I'd like to start with recognizing the agency directors of our 5 agency partners here at Mary Lee's House. If y'all can join me right up here. Really go ahead. Yes. First we have from the University of South Florida Child Protection Team, Program Director Deb Porter, and Medical Director Dr. William Brooks, who is serving in his 19th year.
That's a long time.
With the Children's Advocacy Center, we have Director Trish Waterman and Court Administrator joining us today, Michael Breidenbach, whom our conference room is named after. Next up we have with Healthy Start Coalition of Hillsborough County, Director Jane Murphy. And from the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay, we have Dr. Leslie Kile, who's Director of Counseling Services and has provided us with all of our music today and PA system. She's an artist as well. And Success for Kids and Families Director Clara Reynolds. They, along with their teams and staff, work tirelessly to nurture the children of abuse and neglect in Hillsborough County. And we thank them and all of you, their staff, for all of your hard work and dedication. Thank you. Thank y'all. Next up, we have some very familiar faces here at Mary Lee's House. Mary Lee Ferrier herself, our founder. Come on up, Mary Lee. And Rex Ferrier, our board chairman. Their leadership and philanthropic hearts are the reason that at least a few of us are standing in the shadow of this state-of-the-art child-focused facility. They are the reason that even not long from now, when we part from here in just a few minutes, that children will begin to pass under these arches and walk through these doors and will feel the dignity and the love and the care that they so deserve. We thank both of you for all that you have done in creating this wonderful place for children. And Rex, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. Thank you all so much for coming. I see so many wonderful, friendly faces that have been with us for so many years and putting together the plans that started some 10 years ago. This was actually a dream, a vision that Mom had, that she saw a need in the community for the abused and neglected children of our community to have a voice, and each and every dedicated person comes to work every day here in the facility to make sure that our children have a voice. And we thank you for that. And that voice is that these kids are not alone, that they are loved, they're part of a community that cares. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for making it happen. I'd like to begin by saying, as many of you are aware, the National Child Abuse Prevention Month is this month. And in honor, we're fortunate to have some very special guests with us today. But before I introduce our first guest, I'd like to take a moment to share some information about Mary Lee's House. Since the opening in fall of '08, we've served more than 8,000 children to date. We've had more than 14,000 individual services provided to date here. And I'd like to, most recently, thank the Mary Lee's House Auxiliary and their 200+ volunteers for injecting a tremendous amount of energy into Mary Lee's House. If y'all could have seen them at the golf tournament, raising cane and cheering, it was just the best charity golf tournament anybody's ever played in. But I'd like to introduce our first guest. Please join in welcoming Hillsborough County School Board Chair and Mary Lee's House Board Member, Candy Olson.
Well, good morning. It is a good morning. Yes. I am here as the chair of the school board, but I have to tell you, I've also been on Mary Lee's House's board for a long time. And I know that Mary Lee doesn't like accolades, and I'm not going to argue with her because we all know that we don't argue with Mary Lee. But she will tell you that so many people have made this a success, and that's true. Mary Lee is the heart. And without the heart, you can have all the brains and hands and feet you want. But we need the heart, and we are grateful for the heart and for that continuous passion for our children. So thank you. Now, as someone who has the privilege of caring for our children every day, I'm going to state the obvious. Children learn better when they feel safe. And not all our children have that blessing every day. But they can come here to find a sanctuary and a shelter when they're in crisis. And that helps everyone who cares for these children to make their lives better. I think all of us here want our children to grow up to be as well educated as possible, to get a college degree, to have a great job, and to become contributing citizens of this wonderful community of ours. To do that, we can do it, but we need a whole lot of pieces together. We need everybody to do a part. And Mary Lee's House is a crucial part in supporting our children to become whole human beings. So I'm pleased to be here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Candy. Ardent supporter of Mary Lee's House from the get-go. Our second guest I'd like to introduce is Colonel David Allman, 6th Air Mobility Wing Vice Commander of MacDill Air Force Base, and a good golfer.
Liberal. Good morning. On behalf of MacDill Air Force Base, on behalf of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, it is an honor and a privilege to be here. First and foremost, to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You are helping our families here. You know, we've been at war for 10 years, and it has had its impact on our families. Our service members volunteer, but their families don't, and especially these children. And we are very fortunate to be in this Tampa community where the support is greater than anywhere else I have ever been. And we get thanked so much in this community. Thank you for our service. It's very difficult for us to even say you're welcome. What we don't get to say is thank you for your service, your selfless sacrifice. And Mr. Mayor, sir, that goes for you too, sir. And you inspire us with the optimism for the future here. That optimism includes taking care and preventing, recognizing prevention this month. And the future is all about our children. And for me personally, and on behalf of all our service members, it absolutely reminds us of why we serve. So thank you. It's a privilege to be here.
Thank you, Colonel. And it's my privilege now to introduce our fine mayor, who gave a magnificent, optimistic speech yesterday, uplifting and upbeat. And he understands the same principles that Mary Lee's House was founded on. And that's a disciplined and strategic use of our limited resources to be efficient. And he is transforming the city. He's been an ardent supporter of Mary Lee's House. And I just can't say enough nice things about the mayor. He's a super supporter of ours, and we were honored to have him amongst us today.
Mary Lee, Candy was exactly right. You don't like accolades, but I'm the mayor and I get to say what I want. You know, it's amazing as I travel around this community and I meet true community heroes. Folks who don't get up every day to see their name in the paper, folks who don't get up every day to get the accolades, folks who don't get up every day even to be thanked. And Mary Lee Ferrier is one of those people, and her entire family, Rex, and all your brothers and your cousins and your relatives, but particularly this lady. Particularly this lady. You know, when she started down this journey, she didn't do it thinking that, you know, they were going to name things after her. She didn't do it thinking that anybody would do anything for her. She did it because it was the right thing to do. And she did it because, like all of us as parents, we realize that we have an obligation to leave this city and to leave this world in better shape than it was given to us. And she has done that. Those 8,000 lives that you have touched, those 8,000 young people that you have touched, their lives are better because of it, Mary Lee. And some of them have gone through some pretty traumatic situations. And for them to know that there's someone out there who cares, and a whole group of people out there who care about them and want their lives to be whole and want their lives to be made whole and to put back the shattered pieces, that makes a difference. Because this city is not about bricks and mortar. It's about touching lives. You've touched a lot of lives. This facility has touched a lot of lives. All of you who work here and who are involved in this touch lives every day in more ways than I can ever imagine. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what you do. Thank you for being who you are. You cannot stop. Sadly, we have too many young people out there who need your help. And I would love for the day to come when we wouldn't need a Mary Lee's house, but we will. And as long as that need is there, you are there. Thank you, Mary Lee Ferrier. One of the other great things that I get to do as mayor is to declare things for special people and special events. I'm not going to read all the whereases, but I'm going to read just a couple of them. Whereas Mary Lee's house is a shining example of the synergies and results that can be realized when government and community come together to support a common cause. And whereas the city of Tampa applauds the efforts and success of Mary Lee's house, where the children of our community are embraced in a nurturing and family, child-friendly environment, whereby enforcing what they are supported with the love, dignity, and respect that they deserve. Now, therefore, I, Bob Buckhorn, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Tampa, Florida, do hereby proclaim April 4th, 2012 as Mary Lee's House Day in the city of Tampa. Mary Lee.
Thanks, Mayor Buckhorn, for making such a wonderful morning. We appreciate everyone coming. Thank you for all that you've done and are continuing to do to support and make Mary Lee's House a shining example of what can be done when you have a public-private partnership doing what needs to be done. Thank you very much.